welcome back to another video. Round 2?
Ice Age Monthly?
Yes, sir. I think we have a interesting matchup today. Two iconic decks.
Yeah, everyone's favorite, the deck. Of course.
The deck.
Of course. Always like to see it win.
Yeah.
Also like to see it lose.
Yeah.
Love to hate. And an interesting version of Reanimator with the introduction of the Ice Age cards lets you do this kind of thing. So we'll take a look at the deck first. As special as it is, there's nothing really special happening here.
I mean, the only changes we see is the Brainstorm 2 copies from Ice Age.
Even in the sideboard, right, there's nothing different.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it looks like the Brainstorms are replacing the JM Ditomes.
Yeah.
Which I guess is fine. But at the same time, it's not really fine. Like, Brainstorm isn't that great of a card until you introduce shuffling your deck. Right?
Yeah, there's no shuffle abilities really
just
besides
demonic tutor. Right?
Yeah.
But that's one thing. So I mean, probably why he's only playing 2. At the end of the day, drawing 3 when you're playing with power cards is not irrelevant. Well, pseudo drawing 3. Yeah. So seeing 3 cards is not so bad, but
I mean, unless he's using it with the recall to just dump like 2 bad cards to get from something from his graveyard.
But the problem with the Brainstorm is the cards you put back on top of your deck. If you put 2 bad cards back on top of your deck, you're just drawing those 2 bad cards for the next 2 turns, which like you would be doing it anyway. So seeing the 3 cards, it still has value, but Brainstorm really only shines when you get to draw 3, put 2 back, and then shuffle them away, drawing a whole new card the following turn, making it actually feel like you drew 3 cards, right?
Oh yeah, I think the biggest benefit would probably be the Time Twister,
which he
the shuffle effect.
Okay,
but even then, you have to empty your hand.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
generally speaking, you don't see the Time Twister in the deck, right? It's like it's like you want to control the resources of your opponent, so you don't want to give them back to them after you spent the whole game,
denying
and destroying the right things, countering the right things, balancing the right things, and just to give it all back. So, but it's okay. Like it's not crazy to see Time Twister. It's just not common. But it is another shuffle effect. So we'll see how the Brainstorm works out.
We'll see how this performs too, because it's Boreal with a 4 strip mine format. So you see the opponent playing 3 right now. So we'll see how it does.
Yeah, well, lucky his opponent is Reanimator, which doesn't care for the strip mine game plan. As you can even see, he's only playing the 1 strip, right?
As we see, we have a few more cards introduced from Ice Age.
Yeah.
Starting from the top, we have everyone's favorite Demonic Consultation.
Yeah, let's actually, if you don't mind, come back to that later at the end, because I think that it's like the card that has the most to be talked about.
So, I mean, there's Underground's River, Ashen Ghoul, Dance of the Dead.
Yeah, the Underground River is nice, right, for this deck? It's like extra Underground seats.
Yeah, it's like having extra dual lands.
The Ashen Ghoul and the Nether Shadow is something like you don't usually see the Nether Shadow in Reanimator decks. It's just not like good enough. But this is on theme right now with the Ashen Ghoul doing the same thing. It's a 4 mana 3/1 haste, and if it's in your graveyard during your upkeep, you can pay a black to bring it back into play. If
1 and 1 black.
Just 1 black. The 1 and 1 black is Dance of the Dead.
Oh, yes, right,
the Ashen Ghoul is just 1 black.
You're right.
But it has to have 3 creatures above it, just like Nether Shadow. Same concept. If there's 3 creatures above it while it's in your graveyard, you can bring it back into play, and they have haste, so it's a bit more of an aggressive Reanimator, as opposed to an all-in one or the mid-rangey ones that have started to pop up. But
I think also too because the fact that he has 4 Underground River instead of City of Brass makes the opponent's Fellwar Stones less. Less effective. You know what I mean? So. And you're less susceptible to like City in the Bottle.
True.
And stuff, so I can understand why.
You can add a colorless instead of taking the damage from the city.
Exactly, so it's making it just a little better.
Dance of the Dead is just another anime dead, right? But we saw it gives +1/+1.
Yeah, it gives +1/+1. The creature comes into play tapped. And to untap it, you must pay 1 and 1 black to untap it. So if you attack every turn, you're going to have to pay that 1 and 1 black on the upkeep.
But it is anime dead essentially, so it doesn't cost 4 like All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, and I mean, if you get your Treks to come in, even if you pitch away the 3 tokens, it's still a 2/2 creature, so making it, a little stronger.
So the Demonic Consultation is actually interesting. It's like a very scary card, right? Because if you get unlucky, you could actually exile a lot of your deck. But what's really good about it here, it's all 4 ofs essentially, except for the mana sources, some of them, like the Moxen. So it's like any card he needs to hit at any point, Demonic Consultation should find it, right? So it's 1 black.
It's 1 black, and but I don't know. I just find it because when you're playing a Reanimator deck, you want like a heavy graveyard, and that's like exiling the cards.
Yeah, so he's probably just trying to like get the animate deck.
And I think you even have to take the first 6 cards.
6 cards, yeah. So it's 1 black. You name a card, exile the top 6 cards of your library, and then exile cards until you find the named card. Put that into your hand. So he's probably, honestly, if we see him use Demonic Consultation, there's like a 98% chance he's just going to name Animate Dead or Dance with the Many with it.
Yeah, I find 3 is a bit aggressive.
It's a bit aggressive. I would for sure replace 1 to 2 with Library of Leng, especially if you're playing Sinbad. The combo Sinbad, Library of Leng, and Bazaar has been talked about before here on this channel, and like I still believe in it, and it's an incredible thing. So
yeah, I know you're a big believer of.
I think at least 1 for sure could replace a Demonic.
Yeah, easily for sure. And I see the
it's pretty good.
Nico has a pretty strong start. Has the Sapphire with the Ancestral, and you just land drop go kind of.
That means he can go to discard, right, and discard a creature.
He could probably So he's probably leaning into the discarding Ashen Ghoul.
Oh, because he went second, so he can actually discard 2 cards. Nice and good. So actually, here's the interesting thing: because Nether Shadow exists in the old school format, graveyard order does matter.
So I was just about to mention that a graveyard, the way you dispose your creatures, is very important.
But it's not even just that. It's also like you can't change the order of your graveyard during the game. Like it's an actual rule. Like if the format you're playing has a card that cares about graveyard order, you can't manipulate the way your graveyard is, and cards must go in the graveyard in a proper sequence. You can't just like. If I lightning bolt you lightning bolt me, I counter, you counter. Now we've got like 5 cards on the stack, and then cards go into the graveyard. They need to go in that graveyard in the proper sequence. You can't just put them in there as if like they're all in there, because it matters for the Nether Shadow and the Ashen Ghoul.
Ashen Ghoul, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so there you go. We see exactly that: Ancestral to overhand size and to discard a card with the turn 2 Animate Dead.
So right away with the Trike, understandably. Yeah. So even if the Trike goes to the graveyard, just making the Ashen Ghoul,
it's very nice.
1 step closer.
Yeah, it's very nice when you get that turn 2 Animate Dead and you don't see white on the other side of the board.
Yeah.
So this is actually an instance where the Brainstorm could be good, and he actually drew the Demonic to shuffle away if he so chose to do so.
Okay, he's putting back a Fireball.
Unfortunately, no extra colored mana, but he can play the Fell Warstone to turn on his Ancestral.
I believe he has a Demonic, eh?
Yeah, but he won't be able to use it this turn to shuffle away.
No, but I mean that's still quite a good hand.
Yeah,
and see what I mean? Like right now, the opponent is holding a Fell Warstone, so because it's effective, Nico is not playing a City of Brass. He doesn't have access to white.
White, yeah.
So that I think right there,
It is also important to note with the Brainstorm that you don't always need to shuffle. Sometimes you actually want to draw the 2 cards. Like you can use it to hide cards, right? Somebody goes to discard you can Brainstorm to hide 2 cards. So it's not. I'm not trying to say it's shit without the fetches. It's just significantly weaker. But yeah, this was a good Brainstorm, right? He found Ancestral, and I think he also found the Felwar. I'm not sure if it was already in his hand, but the point is that Felwar is turned on, so he can Ancestral in the end step.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is going to be a very interesting match. Swinging for 3 because it has -1.
Yeah. Actually, just talking to Jazz about putting the life counters on the screen. I guess if the dice are this clear, it shouldn't be a problem. But...
Yeah. Well, we're still like in discussion of making. Because you're trying to set up the camera for the monthly. There's a lot of work involved, and so
the logistics of
everything. Sometimes it just doesn't always work out. But I mean, in the end, what matters is who's, the top wolf in the monthly. And actually, this month, for the February monthly, we had our old school.
There's a lot of original people.
All original people, and Francois made the top dog, but there's no filming of it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's true. There's not gonna. I was like, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! No, there's not gonna be any. we're gonna insert with some casual games.
Yeah, we're gonna have some bonus footage, some interesting casual stuff, maybe some interviews.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, people.
So not really much going on here. He did not ancestral on the end step. Is that what I'm seeing?
No, he still has the brainstorm.
The demonic went for a bazaar.
Okay, I could kind of see the strip mine for the bazaar.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm not sure. I wonder what he's waiting for with the ancestral. Oh, maybe I know what he's. Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, he knows the next two cards, so he just wants to draw them, and then ancestral to draw deeper, I guess.
But I mean, if you're ancestral now, you could just get rid of those cards and just start digging deeper sooner.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly would have fired off the ancestral, but I'm sure.
I think he could actually. Can he activate the Ashen Ghoul?
See, unless he wanted to do that, unless he wanted to draw one card and then demonic away the other one because he didn't want to draw it.
Yeah.
So because he had the option to shuffle his brainstorm, he can now reset a draw heat that's no good. So
he might be looking for a white mana source because now.
Did he have? I did see two white cards in his hand. I guess Disenchant maybe might have been one of them.
Yeah, Disenchant was one. I'm not sure what the other was.
Yeah.
There you go.
When you've got a counterspell in your hand and your opponent demonics, and you go, well, I'll just counter what they demonic for, and then they play a land. It's like
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's the gamble you take, you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess you need to value. Like, obviously, Nico doesn't have the mana for a counterspell, the card counterspell, but I think there he would have probably been smart to counter the demonic because all you're really afraid of is the white sources.
Yeah.
So don't let them get a white source. So yeah, they do have Disenchant. And yeah, like you were saying, the Ashen Ghoul can come back.
Yeah, the Ashen Ghoul.
With the second Bazaar in hand, he opts for the mana instead. Interesting.
I wonder what his plan is. Maybe he's planning to...
Ashen Ghoul is actually pretty good versus the deck, right? Like, the deck is ready to plow the big thing you do, and then if there's a recurring hasty 3-1, they have to plow that, right? Which means they're not plowing your big boys. So
yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to, he could strike his own Ashen Ghoul to protect it and keep it in the graveyard.
Yeah. Trike is very good versus Swords.
So it's kind of like it's a kind of a unique situation when the Trike is on board because now he's like, okay, I could swords it gets rid of it for one turn. But it'll eventually come back, so he has to...
We're doing the thing here.
And even if, like, Yves plays, like, balance, if Nico sequences the creatures properly, have them reoccurring again, so it's going to be a very interesting match, I believe.
This deep spawn, if it gets Shroud, does the enchantment fall off? I always forget how that works if the enchantment is constantly targeting it. So, like, if it gets Shroud, the point at which it gets shrouded can't be targeted by the enchantment falls off? Is that a thing?
That's an excellent question.
I wonder if we're going to see it happen where, like, they also don't... Oh, yeah, I was going to say, so was there also I was actually going to say, was there also a balance in Yves' hand? Like, there was two white cards. I didn't know what the second white card was, and I guess we're seeing it now because...
yeah, so that's a huge... He's going to shoot... the Trike.
See, now here's the same thing, right? Like, put the Ashen Ghoul first, good. So, he needs to be aware of the deck he's playing, right? So, that's good. And then shoot. Yeah, and so shoot first. Well, ooh.
He did shoot.
Yeah, you can shoot first because it's a -1, -0, so it won't die before the Ashen Ghoul, right? And I do believe there's another Bazaar now in Nico's hand. So he might be able to put another creature on top of that Ashen Ghoul and come in front of 3.
Maybe now his plan is he knows that Nico is going to put the Ashen Ghoul. It comes back into play. There's no Trike, so now he's just going to Swords the Ashen Ghoul to exile it.
He still has that Ancestral in his hand.
That's a lot of patience. Like, that shows like a lot of, because I would have played it probably at this point.
I wonder if
maybe until he feels like there's like he's really in, you know.
Maybe with the ancestral and demonic plays from Nico, he's afraid that he'll get mind twisted. So in response to a mind twist, he can draw 3 cards.
Okay.
No creatures, unfortunately.
So
but he does have Animate Dead and Dance of the Many in his hand, so he can just keep, forcing Yves to have counterspell. Oh, he does not. Did I not? Oh, he discarded an enemy dead. What did he keep then?
I don't know. I'm surprised he didn't bring back the Ashen Ghoul.
Oh, that's pretty good. No, the Ashen Ghoul he couldn't. There's only 2 creatures on top of it.
Oh, it's 2. Okay, I thought it was 3. Yes.
I'm surprised he didn't play.
He could have. He could have played the enemy dead. Got back the trike.
I mean, it does feel bad right now. Your opponent can counterspell it, disenchant it, or plow the creature. Like it's like 12 cards kill your your it's like your 2-card combo that doesn't win the game can get countered by 12 cards. Feels bad. That's why like Reanimator is a lot of fun to play, but then when every second to third person you play against has a Tundra, you're like, nah, well,
GG's. Yeah, I understand. But I mean, every deck has its weaknesses, eh?
Of course. There's only one perfect deck in old school.
Don't do it.
Anyways.
Don't do it.
Anyway.
All right, so he's doing the man in denial thing. He's like, all right, go kick rocks, kid.
So it's interesting because, but now he jams it. Okay. Oh, it's okay, yeah, he was like, I don't care. I've got literally every answer in the whole entire world. Yeah, deep spawn. So like that's the thing. Like unless deep spawn cannot be given shroud because the enchantment will fall off. That is the right call, right? Because you're forcing the disenchant instead of the pile.
And the deep spawn should come to play tapped, actually.
That's true. The deep spawn should be tapped. Yes. That's true. There's too much text on these cards.
Yeah.
Reading is the hardest part of Magic. Yeah, that's okay. Well, I mean, like it doesn't matter because there's so many answers, but at the same time, it matters.
It matters a lot. If he had played something requiring 3 or 4 mana, he could not have used. You know what I mean? So
it's a shame. That's the difference.
But now his Ashen Ghoul, I think, should be okay because there's 3 creatures at this point.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. But see, this is actually a difference between post commentary and live commentary, is we'd be able to like run to the table and tell them.
Yeah, but I mean,
it is what it is.
Why? Is there 3 creatures?
Yeah.
The trike.
Oh no, because he animated the deep spawn.
Yeah. Okay, so it's still 2. Okay. Ivory Tower.
Oh.
This is. Now, if we saw from the last game when Optane had, what was it, like 3 or 4 in his deck? That's just disgusting.
Yeah. But draw go is not the place you want to be in versus the deck.
No.
And it's a shame too because every creature of yours that dies is going to die by means of exile most likely. Other than balance and maybe fireball, but I don't know if he's going to use fireball on the 1/1. I mean, the 1/1 is an 8-turn clock, so sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, but I mean, Yves doesn't really care. He has 5 cards in hand. He's got an Ivory Tower, so he's just going to go. So it's just kind of like neutralizing the Ivory Tower at the moment.
Yeah, and if he doesn't do anything on this turn, then he just gains 2 life, right?
And the last thing you want the deck player to have in their hand is Time Walk. So
I'm actually really happy with that. Like, I was going to say, Yves should just pass, even if he's got Time Walk and a land. His opponent didn't do anything, and he's got the counter spell. Just pass the turn, gain the extra life. Like, there's no reason to do anything if your opponent's land going with you, and you have Ivory Tower. So that was a really good play by Yves.
Yeah, he's going to take the damage there. So,
for what it's worth, I actually do think that he is the best player in our community at the moment.
Yves,
yeah, I think so.
Yes, I think I played against him in the X Points last year.
There's two ways you can tell who the best players are is if people make unconventional, like not plays that you wouldn't make or something, unconventional plays, like plays that make you go, I wonder why he did that, and still consistently win. Like those 2 variables together are usually a sign of like a top player. Just winning isn't enough.
Well, for some people, it's more than enough.
Yeah, well, yeah. The context matters. Context matters, folks. If we're here to have fun, drink beers. Right? That's
have fun, drink beers, slam some cardboard. Okay, Yves has to now do something now because now he's got 3 1/1s.
Hey, if he goes to 7 cards, he's still negating.
Yeah, I know, but at a certain point.
If anything, I would just plow the Sinbad because that thing is going to put cards in Nico's hand or put it in his hand, which is going to bring back the Ashen Ghoul. Right now, the Ashen Ghoul is the scariest thing. Of course, he has the plow, of course. But,
and yes. He should be getting rid of it. If it comes in. But right now, the Ivory Tower is what's saving him.
Yeah.
So he's probably just gonna sit tight, maybe. Interesting. Land drop.
Well, I wonder if he presumes that Sinbad is not attacking. Oh, okay, he's just playing more cards. Oh, but Tome? Yeah, Tome is okay.
Unless he's doing the Time Walk, maybe?
Yeah, see, Tome with Counterspell backup is usually the point where I say I like the deck wins.
Yeah.
But he is tapping
out. The Time Walk.
Oh, okay, yeah. But that's a reasonable tap out.
Yeah.
After slamming a Tome when you've got a Counterspell in your hand. There's nothing else that's like acceptable in my opinion.
Yeah. So he's gonna draw the card, probably pass the turn, keep the Counterspell in his hands, end step, draw, gain more life. This is kind of like neutralizing the 3 loss of life per turn.
Yeah. That City of Brass is something he's not happy to see, but in a world where he's not really playing things anyways, it's okay because he'll just keep it in his hand.
Okay, activating Sinbad. Oh.
Yeah. It's a good read by Yves if that's what he was doing, that Sinbad was not attacking. Yeah, because right now he's going to take 2 but gain 2, so... If he truly was thinking about that Sinbad not attacking, that's just good awareness of the game.
I mean, we also don't know the audio, so he was like, I'm gonna... Nico could have said, I'm gonna...
Yeah. This Sinbad will save me. I'll draw cards with it.
Yes.
Give things away and stuff like that. Yeah. Draw a card. Oh, is that Mind Twist?
Yeah, but
could be good or bad.
Always, yeah. It's a double-edged sword playing against Reanimator. When you draw it, you're like, this could be a trap.
Yeah. In a world where Magic is about fun, you play this.
Telling jokes, are we now?
you play this game to the end of the earth, but in a world where Magic is just about ripping people's throats out, is this like? When do you think Nico should concede this game? Oh, it was an abyss. It was not a Mind Twist. It was an abyss. Even better.
But I mean, much better for Nico maybe, because now he could just select a creature, get the Ashen Ghoul.
So yes, 100%. But we know Yves has the plow, right?
Yeah.
So this is his chance to get the plow out of there. To get the Ashen Ghoul gone from the graveyard for good.
But I mean, another shell is just going to keep coming back anyways.
Well, it too needs 3 creatures above it.
Yeah. So yeah, you need like a pretty huge engine to get like a creature per turn to come back.
Damn, that's 2 animate dead cards lost by Sinbad. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Like, what luck.
Yeah. See, Demonic Consultation is kind of dying in his hand right now. He's probably afraid to use it. He's not sure what to get with it. Counterspell's good.
So he's probably looking maybe...
Yeah, see, that's the problem. It's like at this point in the game, it's like... So you animated a Shivan Dragon, a Deep Spawn, a Triskelion. It's one thing, and Yves been drawing cards, got all kinds of permission and control cards. It just feels bad when you're playing the Reanimator deck.
Yeah, but like you said, if I see the deck opponent having a Tome
and constant mana available,
and always having access to 2 blue,
plus life gain every turn.
Plus life gain, you have to assess, like, okay, what are my outs? Yeah. Realistically, do I have... And like because, like, that 1 extra card per turn is just... It's really going to put you way behind really quick. And, for each card that he draws, your stats of, like, winning are just going lower and lower and lower. So I think after, like, drawing the 4th or 5th card, if you're seeing that he's just going to stabilize with the Ivory Tower. Unless you have a way to get rid of the Ivory Tower.
Yeah.
But even then, he's holding the counterspell. So it's like, there's all these things you have to really analyze. And he's okay, now he's got the Abyss on the board.
Yeah, because like, the Abyss
you're stuck in this weird, like...
The Abyss is going to turn the Ivory Tower into net gain, right?
Yeah, so I mean, the net gain, the book, the access to 2 blue, always untapped. So you're knowing that he has, like, counterspell. He has access to white. He's just going to swords whatever creature. So I'd probably, at this point...
So, unfortunately, he sacked a Sinbad last turn instead of the Nether Shadow. So now it's not like...
Yeah.
There isn't a creature above it. It's 1 turn behind on that now. But that 1/1 isn't going to do much anyways, right? But the haste is nice. It's like, you're feeling really good if you're Nico up until the point.
Yeah. So now that he's like, okay, so he's got 1 swords. I think the deck player had, 4 swords plowshares in the main?
Yeah, he should.
Most decks do?
Yeah, 4 plow,
so
4
disenchant. Yeah.
4 counterspell, 1 mana drain.
Yeah, I think at this point I would sideboard, go to game 2. Because now he's in net gain with life, with cards.
Yeah, now he's at 10. So he's been at 8-7, 8-6, 8-6, 8-7, and now he's at 10.
Yeah. At this point there.
With uncontested tome, and that Soul Ring is going to make things even more dirtier.
Yeah. At this point, take your medicine and just,
But now I think even for Eve, he can start playing his hand out. He doesn't need to worry about his life anymore. I would make my mana available and draw cards with as much mana available as possible now.
Yeah. If you got the Abyss on board, you could just really draw.
Yeah.
Get your mana sources out, get the fireball, kill your opponent.
He's not worried because he's got strip protection plus book plus counterspell available, so he's not worried. I guess he can just go to whatever life he wants, but still.
Okay, so even with the counterspell, you could bring back 1 shadow.
That was another counterspell. Because the thing is too is from this point it's like, yeah, but what happens when the counterspells you run out of? It's like, well, as soon as he draws a recall, he can just dump his whole hand and bring back 4 counterspells. Right?
Yeah.
Like if you're doing nothing, and I've got 3 counterspells in my graveyard and I bring them all back.
Yeah, that's it. So now he's looking to see, okay, how many counterspells, how many swords. Now I think he's realizing Is
there 7 cards in this one? See, I think tier 2 though, I would. I guess he's really afraid of Mind Twist because Mind Twist can turn things around, right? Like you have to counter the Mind Twist.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he should bring back not the Trike. It should be like the Deep Spawn or something. But yeah, see, if you would have put the Nether Shadow, but again, it doesn't matter because the Ivory Tower.
Ivory Tower and then the Abyss. So
yeah, I really do like Nether Shadow. Ashen Ghoul. I think it's like Icarid. If anybody knows Icarid,
yeah,
just come out of the graveyard, attack for 3 haste. Do that often.
Well, in the Alice format, I had a mono black deck, Alice, which is Ice Age Alliance.
Plus old school?
Yeah. No. It was just Alice.
Oh, it's just Alice.
Yeah, Ice Age Alliance. And mono black deck, Ashen Ghoul. Fantastic card. I forget what other cards. There was another card I was playing as well. Like just getting the creatures back.
Is Necro?
I played Necropotence with that deck. I tried it a bit, but the black rot, when you're just lower on life and you're I tried having Zern Orb and the Thawing Glaciers to try to gain life, to try to draw more cards, but it's an interesting format. So anyone who hasn't tried it, go check it out. There's a Facebook group actually for that as well. If you do Ice Age Alliance,
okay.
Quick search.
So,
yeah,
we got a Deep Spawn resolved in play.
He didn't count it. Interesting. He has a disenchant.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, the disenchant is just better because counterspell hits stuff like Mind Twist, right? It hits the random cards when you can deal with the creatures some other way. Like again, hit
Okay,
demonic
so now
consultation.
Yves playing the Mind Twist.
So this is actually a reason why it would have been good to have started playing his mana resources the turn. I mean, again, he's probably going to win, so it's one of those situations where you can criticize all you want, but it probably doesn't matter. But had he played his mana sources a bit more the last 2 turns, he had been able to like book here plus hold the counterspell.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, he still can do that with if he just plays his his 2 mocks in his hand. Actually, he can still do that if he dumps now.
I mean, interesting enough, because of the Mind Twist.
Oh, there is no counterspell in his hand. What did he use counterspell on? Oh, Chaos Orb. Chaos Orb. He used it on Chaos Orb.
So he's disenchanting. Okay. So he can bring back the 2 Nether Shadows?
Yes.
Is there another Ashen Ghoul besides the one that's exiled? I'm not sure.
There's no other Ashen Ghouls. That's a demonic consultation.
Okay. That's what I thought. So you can bring back 2 Shadows? Yeah. He's at 16 life again, so it's a really uphill battle from here to...
But now the Abyss is gonna...
Yeah, when you're eating.
Yeah.
And while you're like, alright.
There's other ways of speaking the words I can see.
I think also, another strategy from the Reanimator side is like, I'm gonna stretch this out, go to time, and do Chaos Orb flips and win like that.
But if he loses the game and then they go to time on the game too, he doesn't just lose? There's like a 1-0? Like
yeah, maybe he's hoping to win the second one and go to Chaos Orb flip, so he's like probably looking at the clock, okay, if it's like 35 minutes, I can maybe just like, stretch out game 2, win that one maybe, and then we go to Chaos Orb flip. If he's feeling a bit uncertain, it's an odd strategy to have.
So like,
but I mean, us Montrealers, we're a special breed.
Like, look, all's fair in love and war and all that stuff. But at the same time, if that's your plan, it's kind of dirty, right? Just like
it's a dirt. Yeah, but I mean, like you said, didn't you just say earlier?
What did I say?
That the best players make the most unconventional moves and plays.
Yeah,
exactly.
But
if
it goes to like a random
I have a baguette for you. Keep it quiet. You said it, man, not me. I'm supposed
to be on vacation. This is crazy. This is my day off.
Yeah. You have no days off.
Yeah.
You're YouTube famous now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Me and my twiddle stick.
Yeah.
Okay. Library of Alexandria telling Nico, hey, you want to go to the next game? And Nico saying no. And that's fair.
But I mean, he's like, okay, he's got the fireball to win, the factory.
And it feels amazing from the left side of the table's perspective. Like when you're playing and you're doing these things and you're just like, you got it all and you got answers. You got card draw, you got mana, you got resources, you got removal.
I'm surprised he's not attacking. Has he been attacking with the factory?
I think it just came in like this turn or last turn.
So I'm like, okay, Tetris.
Tetris is good.
Which is good against the Abyss.
Yeah.
So now he's got his swords that if he wants to...
Yeah, well, again, I would not counterspell, but yeah, draw first always, yes. Oh boy.
Dirty.
But nothing to use it with, so...
I mean, he could use on his next main phase, he could use 4 for the book.
The book, yeah, sure.
And then, worst case, I mean, he's got Ivory Tower, so even if he takes 2 mana burn there, it's not... and he could just dump it into the factory. So
yeah, I don't like the mana drain there, even with the plan of the book, because like you've got enough mana, you don't need to do that, and counter spells are much more important. Like when you same thing. When you've got plows and disenchants to deal with the creatures, you should keep your counter spells for other stuff.
Yeah, I agree, but maybe you didn't want to give him the life, making it just a little harder for him. Interesting. I wonder if like he plays like Time Twister. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Time Twister is awkward, is good here, I guess. Like here is a matchup where you're okay with giving it back your stuff to your opponent because they care of their graveyard. But that's niche. That's not an actual argument.
No, I know.
Yeah, so he's doing the book thing with the mana, but still, I mean, like, look, he's just drawing more plows and disenchants. You can afford to use them on the creatures that die to those things.
Plus, I mean, the plows are just better against the deck he's playing versus... yeah. No, because, I mean, he wants to play the plows to get to exile the creatures.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll gain more life, but I mean, you're just squashing your opponent's abilities to...
It doesn't matter. Factory beatdown is real. Once you get the second one, it just amps up from there.
And geez, I think we're like at almost 30 minutes in, and still game one.
Yeah. What the hell's that? Tetravis again?
Yeah, Tetravis.
It's a disenchant.
Okay, I could see that being an okay move.
Yeah. There's just too much going on. We should deduct some points from Eve though for the messy table. It's the only way to get some sweet justice when the deck is winning like this. You gotta find other ways to make them lose, you know. Minus points on table organization is a way to lose.
That's just because you have OCD there.
Yeah, I guess also Nico's like, if you can't kill me, but again, like
the factory beat down, yeah.
Two factories. Draw a card. Find some factories. That's not a factory. Imagine all three of the last three cards in the deck.
Last three cards. But I mean, he's got what, 12 life now?
Didn't he gain? Oh, because it's only one. Wait, does it enter with the counters or is that a trigger? So like you can pile it when it only has one life.
What are you referring to?
The Tetravis.
No, it comes in on your next upkeep. You could separate.
No, but I'm saying like, does it enter as a creature with 3 counters, or does it enter as a 1/1 with a triggered ability that puts 3 counters on it, so you can plow it while it doesn't have the counters yet?
Why are you asking these difficult questions?
These are the questions.
I think it comes into play with 3+1/+1 counters.
Enters the battlefield with, so when it comes in, it has the counters.
Yes. See, I knew it. I knew that.
All right. You can go for like a swim in Eve's.
Yeah, it's a hot mess right now. His board state, like it's. I'm not even that like.
There we go. I would like to finish the game if that's okay with you, says the player on the left. Yep. Not really, says the player on the right, but I have nothing I can do about it, so... Shuffle time. Yeah, I don't know, I mean, interesting. It's like, the Ashen Ghouls have the potential to overwhelm the deck, so, but they're just a bit slow, right? Like, they're just a tad slow. Like, if you consider the modern printing, well, modern, it's still old border, but the more modern printing of the card Icarid, which is a 4 mana, 3/1 haste. When it's in your graveyard, it can come back into play. But that card has the condition of exiling a black creature from your graveyard. So much easier. You can do that almost every turn. Ashen Ghoul, you have to it dies and then you gotta wait 1, 2, 3 turns sometimes.
Yeah, unless you have like a Bazaar and maybe you could but even then you can draw poorly, right? So it's like, it's crazy to think that in the 3 turns it'll take for that Ashen Ghoul to come back and deal 3 damage, the Icarid's already dealt 9. Yeah.
Right.
But Icarid is not,
Yeah, Icarid doesn't exist. It's nobody knows what the card is because it's never been printed. No one, what is that? You're just saying words.
Yeah.
Ooh, a turn 1 Gloom is a good way to deal with white, but a Library of Alexandria is a good way to work around the Gloom since the Brainstorm, and he's got Disenchant. He's got Soul Ring. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
What a disgusting.
Literally just completely just invalidated the Gloom.
And he's got an Ancestral. Wow. Completely.
So the whole hand is going to be used to deploy this Gloom and get a creature into play, and your opponent just completely invalidated it with his own rocks. Plus, he's got Library, and so cry. That's what I would do.
Yeah, you're just like, oh.
tiers.
Now, unfortunately, like for the Reanimator deck, can't really play City in the Bottle because you're playing Bazaars. So you're relying heavily on that card to.
But I mean, you wouldn't typically bring City in a Bottle in versus the deck, anyways, right? Only really.
I would. But I mean,
3 City of Brass and a library. I don't know.
One card to deal with, because a lot of the deck players play with 4 City of Brass. They play with Library of Alexandria. They play, you know what I mean?
Is that enough though? I mean, it's all lands. Granted, they are all lands, which is relevant for control players. Sure, that increases the argument for it, but still, would you bring it in versus the deck? I guess.
Well, I mean, I play with it main boards.
Yeah,
as is. So if like the opponent's like dumping their hand,
you know, Mishra's Workshop.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen any workshop decks on camera.
No, other than our casual night videos, I don't think anyone has actually played shops.
Yeah. Gotta go to a monthly where there's a camera and get yourself on.
I'll be internet famous. Then you could critique my displays. You're like, this guy doesn't know anything.
There is so much wrong with what's happening here. As you win.
You're just gonna start bashing me, like you're just gonna do like a Donald Trump. What a loser! He's gonna continue crapping on me the whole video, and I just have to sit there and take it. No, it's okay. I'll play casually. Not in the monthlies.
Well, it's okay. I'm sure it would be nice to see one time at least. You know.
Yeah. I'll probably do a monthly at some point, but my work schedule.
Yeah.
Me waking up at 3 in the morning does not help.
I'll probably do a monthly that has Atlantic, the next Atlantic. That's one strip. That's like Boreal, but one strip, right?
Yeah,
it's like everything's included, but one strip.
One strip, yes.
Yeah.
So you could play maybe a story time.
Well, I went to the February monthly, unfortunately, with no camera, and that's what I played. I did play Shahrazad. I played against 2 burn decks, though. I mean, I managed to win the second match versus blue counter burn, but I got absolutely run over by just mono red with a tiny splash of white burn.
But I mean that's understandable too.
But also like the 4 strip mines is kind of nuts, right? Like
if you told me you lost against mono green there, that's a tough pill to swallow.
I wouldn't make statements like that because green is not a color in Magic. So no offense, Derek and people.
Now we're gonna have the comment section
canceled.
Listen here, you
canceled. Time to move on to a new hobby. All right, focus on the game. Focus on the game.
All right, what's going on? Cards are played. Deck doing deck things.
Yeah, so it looks like the guy totally missed it. So apologies to anybody who's expecting 100% focus on the plays, but looks like Disenchant might have met a Animate Dead, which that Gloom. Honestly, Gloom is a great card to deal with the white cards, but it's just so easily gotten around, and then when it is, it's just like you just wasted a whole card in your deck.
But maybe he's hoping to, using the Disenchant on the Gloom instead of the Triskelion, using the Disenchant.
You just don't have to. That's the thing. It's like if you do that, you're just not good deck player is the problem, right? So I think the secret with Gloom is that it's a trap to bring it in versus decks that have white. Gloom is there to beat mono white. So if you're expecting white weenie, Gloom is incredible in that matchup.
And I think it's and I think having 2 is really
2 or 3 if you're really white weenie isn't represented enough to justify.
Yeah, I mean we saw of all the videos we did, we saw one deck that was like white weenie.
Yeah, was it in a special month? Yeah, it was in a special month
on top of it. So I mean, okay. Going after the Bazaar.
Yeah, turns off a lot of the recursion cards, which is obviously even better in this version of Reanimator.
I don't know if we'll see a demonic consultation in action here.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
It'd be pretty nice to see.
My impression is that he's actually afraid to use it. I don't mean that in an aggressive, insulting way. I mean it I would be too. I think at the end of the day, that's what I mean. It's your demonic consultation, which rips through your whole deck, finds you a card that is a combo with another card that doesn't win the game and represents 3 to 5 damage on the board, which is then destroyed by 12 cards from your opponent. Demonic Consultation is not really good in this matchup. Yeah. I think I would cut it from I think I would sideboard it out.
Maybe you took it out there. Okay, Time Twister. Well, he played the Time Walk, so he's doing the Time Twister thing.
So Time Walk first and then Time Twister. Hope he doesn't forget to shuffle it. Good. Yeah. Drawing 7 cards is really good when you take a turn.
Yeah. So he's playing
Demonic Consultation in response to find what? What do you think he named? I wanted to pause the video. Oh, he realized that he won't get the card of Demonic because of Twister. Took back his play. Oh, he was just trying to put a card in his hand, I guess.
Yeah,
before losing the. Yeah. What do you think he was? What do you think he was going for? Mind Twist?
Probably.
Like thinking if I have 7 cards and.
Probably like if I keep the Mind Twist next turn, slam the Mind Twist,
or another Bazaar, perhaps.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so we know he kept in Consultation. Well, we got to see them play, but not the way I expected it to be used.
What you can do with Consultation and like modern, like Vintage and EDH, if you're into that, or there's the historic or timeless format on Magic Arena. It's like that's his Oracle, right? When it enters play, look at the top, scry X, where X is your devotion to blue. If you have less cards in your deck than that, you win the game. So you play her, and then in response to consult for like Charizard. Yeah. Exile your whole deck and
you win immediately.
Just win immediately. Yeah. But I think you actually have to name a card in Magic. You can't name Charizard. That's as a side note. You have to literally name a Magic card. You can't name any card.
Charizard's a Magic card.
Charizard? Are you seriously? Are you trying to get us yelled at?
Oh, come on.
Okay, so the Time Twister into Brainstorm is just like I'm going to have all the options essentially. And now he's got the library 2 again. I guess he lost the library to a strip and then he gets it back with a Time Twister and then finds it. It's like so rude, right? Yeah. Start the game with it and then lose it and then get it back on like your draw 7 again. My God. ET phone home. What's this? The book? No, Abyss? Yeah, okay. A book there, is that worse than the Abyss? Like,
especially now he's gonna have like the factory beat down 4 per turn, So.
I think I would have liked to get the book down there.
Yeah, but maybe because his plan was okay. I'll play the Abyss. He'll get rid of his shadow. I'll be able to do the factory beatdown, get 4, still play the book.
Well, here's the thing, right? If he doesn't have a removal spell in his hand, you have to play the Abyss, because if you don't play the Abyss and they play a second creature, then the next turn the Abyss will hit the weaker creature. So in this instance, by playing the Abyss first and the Nether Shadow dies, if Nico were to reanimate something big, it would itself die to the Abyss the next turn, obviously unless it's an artifact creature.
Yeah.
But with the book, though, it's like maybe a bit slightly higher risk, but I think the reward is a lot higher, because now you get to untap with the book in play.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't.
But it does look like he has the plow. So yeah, with the plow in hand, I would have played the book first, I think. Because you get to be in the same situation. They play big creature, you plow it, next turn the Abyss takes up another shadow, you lose 1 life.
It's just unfortunate, man. I think if the regular old school Reanimator deck would probably have done a lot better. Just trying to splash in like the Ashen Ghoul with the Nether Shadow and stuff like that was just a bit too.
I mean, the Ashen Ghoul is probably still justified.
I could see that, but the Nether Shadow, I would have played like some beefy, Mahamoti or like a Shivin or.
This is pretty good. This is pretty good, actually. Both of those creatures don't die to Abyss. He can't plow right now, anyways, because of the Gloom. So the Gloom is doing a little bit of work in terms of end step. Like efficiency plowing isn't available, but demonic for balance is good.
Yeah,
if he has that, I don't think he does though. Boarding in Red Blast, I think that's a mistake. I don't think there's anything to really Red Blast.
Yeah, I don't think that was a necessary.
Like deep spawn, but he gets Shroud, so nothing seemed good. Okay, so it's a pretty threatening situation.
Oh, the Red Blast, because maybe he was afraid that Nico was gonna sideboard a blue blast.
Maybe.
And that's just like his counter to the blue blast, and not specifically to the,
So here's the interesting thing: if he had the tome in play, he could dig one card right now instead of casting it. He could be digging for the balance, the demonic, the plows.
Yeah.
He does have one plow though, so he'll get rid of one of these creatures. I guess you have to get rid of the Tetravis, right? Before it becomes 4 creatures.
Yeah, because then that's really...
Fuck, it keeps happening though. Dance of the Many. That creature is not tapped.
Yeah.
It needs to be tapped because that's a lot of resources he's gonna have to pay to... Jeez, Eve just allowing a lot of things here. He must feel really confident he's gonna draw demonic or balance. Does he know it's there from the Brainstorm?
Although the tokens do have summoning sickness. Yeah, because on your upkeep they're summoned into play, so
interesting to plow anyways, but not plow the Tetravis. Right? Because plowing the trike means he can save it. Oh, he's not saving it.
Interesting.
That's an oversight.
Yeah, I would have just done, But, anyways, that's not us. To decide how he wants to play his magic cards.
Certainly some strange the last few turns from my perspective. Like, I don't understand why we didn't plow the Tetravis. I don't understand.
But even Yves could still do the factory beatdown, and Nico will still have to sacrifice his tokens or take four.
Tokens are artifacts.
No, I'm saying if Yves attacks with the factories and he decides to let it pass, it's 4 per turn. And he's going to win that clock.
Okay.
Versus, you know what I mean? Versus Nico, who has, let's say he does 4 damage per turn.
Yeah, they're at the same...
You know what I mean? He has more life, so he's just going to win that clock.
Yeah.
So he needs to either start doing factory beatdowns.
Oh boy, recall for plow is interesting. But I don't think you need to do that, right?
I would just start doing factory. End step, draw.
But, I mean, he can... Nico could triple block, right? To kill a factory.
Yeah, but I mean, he's allocating a lot of resources to deal.
Yeah, he might not attack. He might just want to keep the...
Maybe.
What are we recalling for?
He's probably getting rid of the red blast.
Well, it's 3 cards. Nice. So... Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. And the plow. Well, if you took Time Twister, don't take Brainstorm. Why? You're gonna draw 3 cards and then get rid of them and draw 7.
Yeah, that probably makes.
Now he can plow for protection, or if anything, Brainstorm instead of the Wasteland. If you the Strip Mine, if you really want the Brainstorm, but I guess he wants to just get rid of that Bazaar after he like Strip first then Twister, so you don't have no Twister first then Strip. Twister first, and then.
No, but he has the Strip Mine. If he plays the Twister, he's going to lose the Strip Mine.
No, he plays the Strip Mine.
Yeah, okay.
Twister.
Exactly. Yeah.
But now, of course, Nico just has to not activate the Bazaar anymore. He can't afford to let Eve strip a tap Bazaar. Oh.
Interesting.
It's pretty good. It's the
What's he targeting?
The library. Draw with book. Okay.
That's a 360 flip.
That is a legal flip.
Yes, we've seen some questionable flips on this channel. Was that one video where the car just literally like fell flat and didn't and Martin is like, no, it's not.
Oh yeah. That was poor Sam, but at the same time, I mean, come on, it's been long enough. Let's flip those orbs. Even if you miss, it's okay to miss. Just don't do that. Okay. So the Time Twister is there probably just for protection. I'd be surprised if he, especially with this demonic now, I'd be surprised if Eve chooses to use it. It would go against the discipline shown on the Game 1 Ancestral.
Maybe the balance is a good time to play it. Time Walk.
Time Walk plus draw cards. Yeah, that's fine. See, Demonic for Time Walk is that better than Ancestral?
I mean, if he had played the balance, he could get rid of the creatures and then do the fact.
Oh yeah, that's true. He had an opportunity to just get the balance. That's true. We're literally just talking about balance, Demonic for balance.
He could have just like plot ahead.
Well, I guess he could still do that, right? He can attack for 4. Take... Oh boy, another Time Walk Time Twister turn.
Jesus.
Yeah, so as you're seeing here again, Gloom not a good card.
Here.
What?
No, because he played the Time Twister, but the 3 cards, are they still exiled? Because it doesn't look like he...
oh, yeah, he might have put them in the
recall...
No, only the recall's exiled.
Okay, only...
Yeah, those are cards you discard, yeah.
Okay, well, I wonder if he exiled the recall.
Which is what makes, like again, I mean, you know, it's happening, but not intentionally. It's just actually relevant. What's really good about the Twiddle Ball deck is the cards you discard with recall,
you get back.
You get them back once you Time Twister
or regrowth. Or
yeah. So you keep your deck a little bit more full as you go through it. Wow, he got the freaking library again in his opening hand.
Unreal, disgusting.
Oh, another factory.
Yeah, now it's just...
Well, I think Nico's at, what, 7? Now -4, he's at 3. So, is there any way to Time Walk again? Or Demonic for a Time Walk or something?
Yeah.
Brainstorm is good. Find it.
Time for round 5 turns left. Okay, so they hit the 50-minute mark.
Yeah, but see, like, this is a situation where there's nothing on the line. Nico's already lost the first game. It's so obviously that from this point, I'm pretty sure the deck will win. Yeah. Like, this shouldn't go to rounds. Like, Nico, on the 5th turn, Nico should say, I concede. Like, that's what I think should happen. Gentlemanly. Like, counterspell, counterspell, counterspell. Book, library, regrowth. Honestly, you might even be well served to just regrowth the Time Twister and try again. And also because it shuffles the cards you put back, right?
Yeah.
Like put 2 lands, play the Moxen, regrowth the Time Twister. He has no green. He cannot regrowth the Time Twister.
He has no green. That's true. Well, 4? No. Okay, he's playing Underground Sea, so that's not...
So it should actually be turn 0, right? It should be turn 1? Because when time in the round
it depends how the players, I guess, decide. Maybe they're like, okay, this is going to be the first...
Well, when you call time, the active player is turn 0. So that's, again, a turn is being cheated away from Eve here from having a legitimate victory. Again, like Nico has no mana, so he's doing 1 thing a turn, and Eve has 3 counterspells in his hand.
Yeah. So he's just, I
mean, never give up, never surrender, but at the same time,
yeah. Yeah, I think he should have, that Demonic, he should have just got the balance. He would have just won the game. I wonder what he's playing to get Demonic. What do you get at this point? Mind Twist?
Kleenex. Yeah, you gotta just overwhelm the board, but counterspells are counterspells, and but yeah, I mean, leave your guys unblocked because Eve gets 2 turns and can't kill you in 2 turns unless he gets the balance. So I think this is he can't regrowth. He doesn't have the green.
No. Did he have green mount? I mean, probably what? Tropical Islands? City Brass?
I guess it doesn't actually change anything if Eve was turn 0. He still only gets... he gets 2 turns no matter what. Even if this was turn 2, he would still only get... he would get 2 more turns, but... No, sorry, he would get 1 more turn after this. So that's what he's getting anyway, so it's the same thing.
Okay, so he's really digging...
Oh, there's the green.
There's the green source.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta get that time twister back. Mox, play the Mox.
So playing here. Regrowth.
Oh, here we go with the Brainstorm.
Taking 1 damage from City Bros.
That's a Black Lotus and
Yeah.
What did he? What's that other card that he drew? I can't see it. It's in between the strip mine and the factory.
Can't tell.
Nah, he has to play the factory. He needs to put max factory on board. Yeah, no, he needs to put the third factory down.
Yeah, I think.
But if you're Nico, you just double block. Kill both factories. Oh no, because it's a 0-1. Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, now this way, like, Eve needs to play the second factory so that he can draw a plow and then attack for 4. Without playing the second factory, he takes himself off of the win, unless he draws exactly a fireball.
See, now you put another Shadow Baby, and he'll swing for 1, but it'll die next turn anyways. Or unless he's just going to keep it there for the factory just to use second.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely a big miss on that Demonic Tutor for balance, right?
Yeah.
Unless he put it in the side, he might have cut it post board, being like, they're going to empty their hand. If I balance, I lose my whole hand.
Maybe. You're right.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think he just conceded. Probably said, 5 turns.
Yeah, it's pretty clear to identify that you're just not winning that game, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Like, if this was like a $5,000 tournament, sure, get the draw. Every point for you matters, but this is just, a bunch of guys playing in a bar.
Yeah, I mean, that was an interesting, matchup between the two. It's... Even though the deck won, at least it didn't, win within 5 minutes.
I think it did.
But camera did it.
I think it won within
Yeah, I know, okay.
If every game was 35 minutes.
I'm trying to throw an audience a bone, alright?
Sorry. I didn't say anything. But that's okay. I mean, it's always nice to see people trying things, especially with the Ashen Ghoul and especially with the Ice Age cards. There is value to there's more than just the value of winning.
Yeah.
Which is not a joke. It's a real. I truly believe that. So.
Yeah, it was a great matchup. It was a long one, but a lot of interesting interactions. The Reanimator, I think, just might have fell a little short because of the creature selection. Yeah. But I mean, you gotta try something different.
Reanimator is already kind of weak to the deck, and then if you downsize it with 1/1s and conditional 3/1s, it definitely gets even harder for you. But anyways, until the next one.
Yep. Take care.